shells off the
What's going on, Sockeyes fans? It was you guys missed the first inning as far as having commentary goes, but now we're in action here on this lovely July evening here for a Saturday game at Wolf Field in beautiful Caldwell, Idaho, home to a few RV parks and Los Betos.
Leading off the bottom of the first inning for your Sockeyes, attending Kansas Wesleyan, second baseman, number 17, Nate Galusha.
So leading off for the Sockeyes here is Nate Galusha. I have not seen him in the leadoff spot at all, I don't think, but I've seen him lead off a few innings, and he seems to get the job done. So I like the move by head coach Larry Price as Galusha takes ball one low. So we have Pascal Kazadi on the bump for the Bluebirds today, the lefty. I don't know much about him, but he has got Galusha up to a 1-2 count on a high fastball there. And so he's worked ahead here. He missed low with a little fastball first pitch and then climbed up to the letter high fastball. And now he's got Galusha 0-2 here, and he grounds one up the middle, but it's going to be the backhand side of the second baseman of the Bluebirds, who's going to put him away at first base. So an impressive play there for the 4-3 putout.
Now batting, attending Point Loma Nazarene University, right fielder, number 18, Seth Ryberg.
So now Seth Ryberg steps to the plate for the Sockeyes, guy who's been getting it done all year from the left side, attending Point Loma down in beautiful sunny San Diego, which probably, I don't even know. It's hot here today. It's probably hot in San Diego. That's all I got. No wordplay from me today. So the count has moved to 2-0 on Ryberg here. I was not paying attention to the first pitch, but he took a fastball off of the outer half there to get up 0-2. Now he's going to look for a mistake that catches some of the plate, and he gets it, but hooks it foul. And so the count is actually 2-2, or 1-2. We have a lively crowd here at Wolf Field. Funnily enough, there's just a very clear line running through the stands down the first base side where the shadows end, and so do the people sitting. There's a completely empty part of the stadium, and you can tell why it's empty. It's funny. And Ryberg gets another pitch Oh, now it's 2-2. All right. Reiber gets a little. It looked like a hanging breaking ball there. It might have been like a high changeup or something. He was just. He looked a little out front on it. It did not look like a fastball, but it was not a good location for a pitch that wasn't a fastball. And that pitch might have been chalked by Kazadi. I don't know if that really caught much plate, but it will go down in the books as a punchy. So that is his first K on the day.
Now batting, attending Utah State University, third baseman number 22, Ethan He.
Now we'll bring to the plate Ethan He, who has been productive for the Sockeyes, enough to move into the 3-hole. I don't know if we've seen him here. I think he's been more of a top of the lineup guy. Just 1-2, but now he's moving toward the middle. I like it for him. He's been putting in work defensively for the Sockeyes as he takes ball one. Definitely at least half of the highlight reels that the highlight plays that the Sockeyes have made, he has been behind over there in short, ranging far to his right and left behind the plate, putting up numbers as well. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Kazadi, and it is very similar to that spot that Seth Reiberg just watched strike 3 on, but it was inside on Ethan He. And so the count moves to 2-0. I put a strike on the board. And that one catches the inner half to move Kazadi closer to being in this count. At 2-1, he's been living on that inside half today, not missing, but living to his glove side. And we'll see if he goes back there. And he does, and he gets that one off of the hands, rolls it down the third base line, but just foul. So the count is now 2-2 on Ethan He. The Utah Tech attendee, school formerly known as Dixie State, changing their name within the last few years. I don't know how successful the rebrand is. I think the name is not too catchy anymore, but such is having a school. I don't even know. As he watches the ball off the plate to move the count to full. So that looked like a fastball from Kazadi. That it ran quite a bit. And here he comes with the full count delivery. Oh, and he skipped it behind He. So the Sockeyes have put a runner on with 2 outs.
Now batting, attending Gonzaga University, first baseman number 20, Ryder Cutlet.
And this is not the best outcome for Kazadi there for that hitter, because now you've got Ryder Cutlip, a guy who can hit for some pop, coming to the plate with the guy on the bases, so he's not in scoring position. But for a guy like Cutlip, you like to say that anytime he comes to the plate, he's in scoring position. But now he is going to be able to run on this wild back pick as the first baseman fields it way down the first base line. And I just said that he's not in scoring position, but now he could score on a hit, on just a single. So he is at third. Who is at first?
It says on a lot of them, but there's one that's really, come on, the way you make me feel.
And I don't know, is on second. Ryder Cutlip here. Yet to see a pitch. As Ethan He is talking to Larry Price over there at third base. The game is getting held up for whatever reason. It's a hot day here at Wolf. Pushing 100. So the Sockeyes did play the Bluebirds the other day. They won it in a contest that felt tighter than it was. It was 7-3. They were able to come out with the win, but the Bluebirds had a few opportunities to get back in the game, which the Sockeyes were able to stuff out. And Cutlip there takes a pitch on the outer half of the plate for strike one. That outer half looks pretty wide today from the impression I'm getting. He inside outs that one to the third baseman, who will make the play. So that is Zach Rackham with the forehand play there on the chopper from Cutlip, and the Sockeyes are not able to capitalize on the miscue by the Bluebirds.
Bluebird error. One Sockeye left on.
And we are back for the top of the second inning. Riku Kanda on the bump for the Sockeyes, our beloved starter out of Japan. He delivers ball one to the Blue Jays' first baseman, JT Penrod. So here is Riku with the 1-0, and that pitch has been getting called today, but Riku's fastball is going to tail just a little bit to his arm side, so it did not catch the plate. And here's the 2-0 delivery. It is another fastball in the outer half. This one fouled off by Penrod to make it a 2-1 count, so Riku's gone back-to-back fastballs on him. We'll see if he comes maybe backdoor here. I could see a little backdoor action with the slide piece, but I don't exactly know what pitch selection he's rocking with. I know the sweeper has been sweeping its way through the bigs. And NPB, so we'll see if Riku's picked that one up. I don't really know. I've never gotten the chance to watch him up close, so this is an honor and a privilege. As the count moves to 2-2 on what looked like just a fastball inside. That Penrod got hit on the hands on a little bit. Here's the 2-2 to Penrod. Konda with the delivery, and it is a bender that just hangs up a little too long, doesn't quite drop back into the zone, and the count is now full. So Riku has been a stud for the Sockeyes this year and a stud in the between inning promotions, which are most of what I get to watch as an intern around here. And he paints the black, gets the strike 3 call. That did not get called earlier in the count. But Penrod goes down looking on a pitch that was established as a ball earlier in the count. But Riku goes back to it, and he gets him. And you have number 33.
Left fielder, number 33, Bo Borowski.
Bo Borowski stepping into the plate for the Bluebirds. Walking up to some Tiny Tim. Riku Kondo with... Oh, the 0-0 pitch is a bender. A little slider that looked like. That Borowski check swung on and fouled it off. So, good barrel awareness from Borowski. You could say. I mean, he got barrel to it. It was just not a swing. Not an intention to swing. As Kondo winds up for the 0-1. Here he comes to the plate. And he comes in with a fastball inside. Borowski did not like. He didn't like it. And so Kondo has moved the count to 0-2 very quickly. Trying to mow down this Bluebirds lineup. The 0-2. And that's a slider that runs down and away. So a good leave from Borowski. He wanted nothing to do with that pitch. The 0-2 count is where you kind of step in the box and you say, all right, I do not want to swing at anything that's going to start at my knees. And so Borowski able to lay off that one. And this one, a bender that probably started at his head and comes back into the zone. Borowski flares it into center field into no man's land.
Ryan is not.
And he earns himself a single with just a little flare piece that Galouche couldn't get to.
Now batting, the designated hitter,
And neither
number
could Jack
13,
Ryan in center field.
Campa.
So the Bluebirds have someone on first base with one out. And steps to the plate, their DH, Campa. Number 13. The delivery is a fastball way inside there. That might have hit Borowski with where he was standing in the box, but Campa a little less on the plate. Yeah, he starts his toes right up on the line and then he scooches back a little bit. So Kondo behind in the count. Coming with the 1-1. Ooh. Late time call, and Riku says, all right. Rude. Spikes it. Late time call there, granted, for Campa, so he is almost certainly out of those for the rest of this at-bat. And Riku comes set. The count's still 1-0. The pitch is fouled at the plate by Campa, so I couldn't exactly tell what that was. But Campa fouled it straight down, moving the count to 1-1. And the Sockeyes, like I said, they played the Bluebirds the other day. They ended up coming out on top 7-3. And last night they came out on top 3-13 in a game that was tight through the first couple innings. Through 4 it was tied at 2-2, but then the Sockeyes put up a 7 spot, and it was just free running from there. As Riku gets ahead in the count, 1-2. And so that has been the case with every one of these competitors' teams, is that they've had a starter who's solid through a few innings. And then as soon as you get to the pen, it's position player after position player. And they seem to have 10-man rosters effectively. So Riku comes set with the 1-2. And that pitch located well on the outer half, but just off the plate. And so the lefty outside corner seems to be bigger than the righty outside corner for tonight, from what I'm gathering. This is also not my usual seat, so I don't have the best idea of the zone. And there is a breaking ball fielded by Ethan He at third. They get the play at second base, but not able to complete it at first. So we have 2 outs on the inning. That was 5-4 on the fielder's choice. That ball was rocketed to the third baseman, Ethan Heath. And he was able to field it cleanly. Almost had the chance to turn 2. But the ball was not fielded at first base. And Campa seemed it to, he would have beat it out anyways. So similar situation. We got a guy on first, 2 outs. As Riku checks on the runner. He's been doing that all day today. Keeping the run game in check, which is something the Competitors League as a whole has been unable to do against the Sockeyes. They have been running all over them, to put it lightly. And that one from Conda is a fastball that stays inside on Seth Vaught for the Bluebirds, their catcher. So the count is 1-0. Runner stays at first. Would be a good time to get to second base with 2 outs as Vaught fouls off the 1-0. Another pitch that was coming inside there. And Vaught steps in to do it again. The count 1-1 this time. Conda delivers, and it looks like a slider that time. He tried that as a K pitch earlier, and did not get the swing and miss there from Vaught. So that slider that kind of starts at the knees and dives away off the plate is a pitch that he looks to be looking for today. As Riku picks over again to Campa at first base, who frankly has shown no signs of going. Pretty passive with his secondaries. Not a runner I would be worried about, but I don't want to speak anything into existence here. And Riku moves the count to 2-2. We have the mic in the dugout today. Our usual media guy is on vacation for the 4th of July, so we have handed off the on-field mic to the players, and they're having their way with it. And the count moves to full, so the runner will be going on this pitch. I was just talking a bunch about how he wouldn't be moving, but he definitely will be this time. But yeah. The mic from the dugout has been getting some funny crowd engagement as Evan Massey, the Sockeyes pitcher in the dugout, is going, "Let's go, Sockeyes fans, get on your feet." Very funny. And time granted to another batter. Pitch clock has not made its way down to the old Independence League. And the full count delivery runner is going. And it is a swing and a miss on what looks like a curveball. Riku's pumped up about it. And he ends the Bluebirds' second inning as the rally train comes by.
In the second inning for the Bluebirds. No runs on 1 hit. No Sockeye errors. No Bluebird left. For the Sockeyes. Attending Utah Tech University, the designated hitter, number 23, Grady Daniels.
So we are back for the Sockeyes. Second time at the plate. Leading off is Grady Daniels, their DH for the day. That is such a wide that is a wide outside corner on that first strike call to Grady Daniels, who has been putting up numbers for the Sockeyes. A Skyview High School graduate. Takes ball one there. And yeah, that outside corner, from what I can tell up here, is bigger to the left-handed hitters than it is to the right-handed ones. But subject to change, of course. There is a little slider on the outer half, not called a strike for Pascal Kazadi. So Daniels is ahead in the count. 2-1. He'll be looking for a mistake here over the plate from Kazadi. And that one comes up and in on him. So not quite the pitch that you're looking for there. And now you got to be even more picky in the 3-1 count. Daniels here has a lot of wiggle room to work with. And he's going to be hunting for something to drive to the gap. Here's the delivery, and it is a fastball. Off of the inner half of the plate to put Grady Daniels on, bringing up the left fielder, number 9, Hunter Christensen.
Now batting, left fielder, number 9, Hunter Christensen.
So Christensen steps into the box here. Chance to move a runner over, potentially get the Sockeyes scoring started. He takes a pitch down at his feet. It doesn't hit him somehow, and then the catcher picks it and tries to back pick Daniels over at first base. So a lot happening for a whole lot of nothing. We just have a 1-0 count with the same situation after a bunch of hullabaloo. And there is another pitch located off of the inside half of the plate. So the count is now 0-2 for Hunter Christensen. Ahead in the count, and he sees one right over the outside half of the plate for strike one. And Pascal Kazadi steps off, picks over to first base. And the pace of this game, I mean, it's so early, but it feels a little bit sluggish. And there is a pump fake from the catcher. So another 3-1 count. It's the Sockeyes given the opportunity to put some big swings on a ball way ahead in the count here, and that is 10 pitches on the inning, 8 of them balls. So the Sockeyes getting 2 guys on early, setting up for a potential big inning.
Attending Umpqua College, the catcher, number 10, Zane Bidwell.
And Zane Bidwell will step in for the Sockeyes, so he has done a fair share of catching and DHing this year, suggesting that his bat has been a fastball inside. Turns on it and fouls it down the left field line, on a line, but foul.
Oh, remember the guy at the corner last night?
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
There's a 2-1 pitch
He comes
from Kazadi, and it is low and in to move to the third straight 3-1 count on the inning. So Bidwell was aggressive in that 2-0 count. We'll see. I think he might have swung at a pitch a little bit inside past the zone. So we'll see what he's looking for here in the 3-1 count. Kazadi delivers, and it is a ball way off the plate. And he's walked the bases loaded. And usually you don't see this from the competitors league until about between the fourth and the sixth inning when they have to go to their pen. And so to see this here in the second, is not a good sign for this Bluebirds team, who I imagine are short-staffed in the pen. They do not have anyone going right now.
Now batting, attending the University of Portland, shortstop number 1, Austin Takahashi.
In this game, despite being tied at nothing, has great potential to fly off the rails right now. Here's the delivery, and there's a ball off the plate. And Austin Takahashi, the UP attendee, steps in. And that ball gets away from the catcher. Play at the plate is not able to be made. The first baseman backs up the throw. So Seth Vaught behind the plate got to that quickly.
2-0, sorry.
Got to that quickly and made a good snap throw on it, but it was not fielded by Kazadi. It was just a little bit up. It was a little bit to the left of where it needed to be. And Kazadi could not field it and tag. It would have been a close play. But that is Daniel scoring on the play. And so now the Sockeyes are out of the double play situation with a run on the board here in the second. And that pitch, identical to the first one. And a 4-pitch walk this time, so that is
Okay, Oprah.
and that is the 4th straight walk, or 5th.
Now batting,
Fourth?
attending the College
Wait.
of Southern Idaho, center fielder number 8, Jack
Fourth.
Ryan.
The 4th straight walk from Kazadi, so he had a solid first. But this is not what you like to see from the Sockeyes. Yet to record a hit, have put up a run, and that is
Remember the guy last night we started doing that, he shifted over in the rubber.
Yeah.
Compensate for it. He hasn't even done that.
This is a very similar pitch to the one that snuck by Vaught earlier.
I think the heat's getting to him.
And he is missing all over the place right now.
13-3.
So it looks like the Bluebirds are sending people down to the pen to start getting loose here. Hopefully they can do so expeditiously, as that is the first strike that Kazadi has thrown in a little while. Kazadi set with the 2-1. Here he comes to the plate, and it misses way off that outer half. I was saying earlier how that outer half was a little bit wide for the lefties, but not getting the call there. And a little bit of a late strike call there. Jack Ryan was about to send the bat down back to the dugout. And there's Sockeyes pitcher Evan Massey getting the people involved, getting them excited for this full count pitch. And there's another ball. And the Bluebirds, like I said earlier, they've got a lot of position players who come in to pitch. And there's a ball squeaked into right field, but it's caught by the right fielder Rasmussen. And the runner at third base was not tagging for the Sockeyes, so a missed scoring opportunity there. And it looks like they backdoored Takahashi at second base, so we got an 8
Now
An
batting.
8-6 double play on what
Attending
should have
Point
been a
Loma
sac
Nazarene
fly.
University. Right fielder number 18, Seth Ryberg.
So ugly base running from the Sockeyes there. They should have put up a run and potentially got a guy to third, but instead they did not score, and they got backpicked at second base. So a huge break for the Bluebirds, who a moment ago had no way out of this inning. And there's the delayed steal from the Sockeyes. They've been catching catchers sleeping all season long with the old delayed steal, especially in this first and third situation. So we'll move the runner up to second base and now get two guys in scoring position here. The threat still looming for the Sockeyes, but not like it was a moment ago with no outs, bases loaded. And there's a pitch that gets by Avad at the plate. And scoring standing will be Zane Bidwell.
And then Takahashi's on 3.
No, Ryan's on 3. Takahashi was before so.
That's what it did. Okay, I gotta undo this then.
And so the Sockeyes, without having to do any work whatsoever, have put up 3 runs with 1 ball in play. And the 1 ball in play that they got resulted in 2 outs.
Can we do a birthday win, top of 3?
We're going to do a top of 3. Cool.
So here's Kazadi with the 2-1. And it is dotted on the outer half. So the count is now 2-2. And you have to wonder if Kazadi's day is over after this inning or not, because I truly wouldn't know. We have the DH warming up for the Bluebirds in the pen right now. So I'd say you try to ride him out as long as possible. Hopefully he can get out of this jam with just the 3 runs of damage done. But he spikes that one. And the count is full. Probably the 5th or 6th 3-ball count on the inning. The full count delivery is a ball up and in on Seth Ryberg. And so that is the 6th walk of the inning. Sockeyes, again, have only put the ball in play once, and that is the play where the Bluebirds were able to put up 2, or were able to record 2 outs.
Attending Utah Tech University, third baseman number 22, Ethan He.
And so it's just amazing how so many pitches can result in no outs, and then it just takes one. He turns on one. It is launched down the left field line, but it trails into foul territory. The left fielder makes a sliding attempt at it. That is Borowski, who slid for that ball, and it looked like he almost got a glove on it. But it will just end up as strike 1 for Ethan He.
But his range just decreased by order of magnitude.
Dang, I'd like to see the home run.
I go back to him again.
Sure.
So the 0-1 delivery. He put a charge into that one, and now he fouls one down the third base side.
How about not quite up the middle? Aim for that big red something.
And so he is behind in the count 0-2 here. I can't exactly say, but I have to imagine that's the first 0-2 count on the inning for Kazadi, who, I don't know, he's peaking and he's dropping. And there is the runner going from first. And the throw goes into center field. The Sockeyes will score on the play. And Daniels will be able to move to third base.
But he's still got a no-hitter though.
So
What's the
Error
count? 1
on
and
the-
2?
22.
Okay.
It was an error on the catcher's throw. Freiberg to get the third.
And there is a ball over the catcher's head. And the Sockeyes, again, one ball in play this inning that resulted in 2 outs. The rest of everything else that has happened has been no balls in play and 6 runs.
That was just another
5 runs,
that was
6
a wild
runs.
pitch.
That was a wild pitch.
He scores.
And so the Sockeyes, without the benefit of a hit, have put up 5. And Kazadi spikes one behind the hitter
Nothing
he.
done.
It's the worst COVID.
And it looked for a moment like
As warm as it is, didn't think you want to get warmed up.
like Borowski was going to come into this, or like it looked like Kazadi was going to get out of the jam. And I mean, he still might, just with maximal damage done. Here it is. And he hit him with the full count pitch. So he is not thrilled about that when he says he could have done that in so many other ways. But here I am going to first base as the 7th walk of the inning.
Okay, thank you. Good to know.
And here is
I waxed. Is that too much
the
information?
first mound meeting of the inning.
Thank you.
Surprising with the events.
That's good, huh? Tasty.
It's a little rough. It's good stuff, though.
Yeah.
I know. I just poured the last of the bottom. It was spicy.
And now coming to the plate will be the 9th batter of the inning for the Sockeyes, Ryder Cutlip, who is the last out of the first inning. And hilarious, it would be hilarious if he was the last out of the second inning, but I imagine he won't be with the way things are going for Kazadi. As Kazadi throws one away, he spikes another one in front of the right-handed batter's box,
That's right.
Switch up.
allowing Ethan He to move to second base for free. And so the Sockeyes have another runner in scoring position without doing anything.
Well, Bluebirds aren't winning in 2 categories. They have more hits and more errors.
The 1-0 pitch is off of the outer half of the plate. Called a ball.
It was originally, he wasn't on the roster. Well, he wasn't hit.
As there is a pitch that must have been high. I thought that might have caught some of the zone, but home plate umpire Shiani McName did not. So the count moves to 3-0 again for Kazadi. Here's Cutlip. Possibly hacking away, but that is not what he's looking for. That was actually a fastball located pretty well on the outer half from Kazadi to make the count 3-1. Maybe the fifth or sixth 3-1 count on the inning. Here it is, and Cutlip is swinging away a very similar pitch, a fastball on the outer half that he swings at, but he fouls it off to the third base side toward the parking lot. And the southpaw comes set to Cutlip, the Gonzaga commit. Here's the full count delivery. And Cutlip grounds it to third. It is misplayed.
Yeah, he did. Okay.
Misplayed by Zach Rackham. But he runs straight at him.
5 runs on no hits.
and kind of gets himself hung up in a pickle. Rackham is able to chase him down.
Second inning for the Sockeyes. They score 5 runs without benefit of a hit.
And the Sockeyes put up 5.
There's one Bluebird
No
error.
hits, and Cutlip is the
One
out.
Sockeye left
Is the
on
final
base.
out of
2 complete innings. The Sockeyes 5.
both of these innings.
The Bluebird 0. Hey fans, we've got a party
Hilariously.
going on.
So the Bluebirds will step to the plate after digging themselves a hole. It is Braxton Harrison to lead things off, the second baseman, as Riku Kondo delivers the 0-0 pitch. And it is a sight for sore eyes to see him dot that fastball right at the bottom of the zone. Called strike 1. And there is another one that looked like it might have been a cutter. I do not know what his mix is, but that one started on the outer half and wound up just a little bit further off the outer half, from what I could tell. So Riku Kondo ahead 0-2 on the count. Here's the delivery, and it is a fastball way inside to Harrison. So that one, it could have hit him if Harrison felt like staying in there. But he will instead choose to work with this 1-2 count as Kondo delivers. And it is a slider that was gross. He checked his swing, called a strike anyways. So Harrison goes down, bringing the Bluebirds back to the top of the lineup. Brooks Rasmussen, who's been hitting leadoff for them all year.
The right fielder, number 2, Brooks Rasmussen.
Certainly a big name around the Valley on that star-studded Mountain View team. And he will take ball 1. Kondo's 1-0 is a fastball off the outer half of the plate, and Rasmussen began to square up there, but he pulled back to watch ball 2 go by. So we'll see if he's squaring up again. Third baseman is in a 2-0 count, so just not the count you're looking to square up in. And Riku Kondo tried to come in there with a breaking ball, but it did not break toward the zone enough, just a little bit off the plate. And so he's now in a 3-0 hole. Nothing he can't dig himself out of, I have to assume. But he actually, I spoke too soon, frankly, and he puts Rasmussen on, who will be a threat on the bases. Good wheels over there at first base and in center field. So, Conda taking his time to refresh, reset his zone. He is going to be working from the stretch here, as we have some paraphernalia from the birthday party on the field. Second baseman Nate Galusha will come to the rescue.
I'm gonna take it.
Throw it to the ball away.
And Jack Ingram will step to the plate for the Bluebirds with a runner on first base. And Conda, with his 5th straight ball of the inning, comes inside toward the knees of the Blue Jays shortstop. So Conda already with 1K on the inning. There's one pitch from getting out of it, but Ingram, presumably a threat in the Bluebirds lineup. Rasmussen goes. It's a hit and run. The third baseman, Ethan He, will charge in on it and get the 5-3 put out. But Rasmussen is moved into scoring position. And so the other Rasmussen will come to the plate. This is Brody. This is the center fielder. It was Brooks. I misspoke. Is in right field. And so we have 2 outs now, but the hit and run does move Rasmussen into scoring position. And so you got to assume that he is going to score on any single in play, even maybe an infield single. So we'll see what his brother can do with the brother in scoring position. As Riku Konda paints a little slider on the outside half of the plate for strike 1.
You know what I mean? He's not.
Knowing that, he's probably scratching his head. But Matt knows his kids are talented and they've got him.
The 0-1 delivery is a fastball inside. Another ground ball opportunity for Ethan He, and he is able to put that one away cleanly. And the Sockeyes are able to get out of it without allowing a run. So 2 scoreless
Van
for
Zettel in the 3rd inning for the Bluebirds.
Riku Konda, and
No runs.
we will go into the bottom of the 3rd.
No hits, no
That's
Sockeye
3
errors.
scoreless. Excuse
One
me.
Bluebird left. The bottom of the third inning for the Sockeyes, attending Utah Tech University. The designated hitter, number 23, Grady Daniels.
And so walking up to Barbie Girl by Aqua is Grady Daniels. Oh.
You think he's been drinking beer?
As Daniels pops up a fastball inside to his pole side. You don't always see you don't always see foul balls hit to hitters' pole sides like that are popped straight up and go into the stands.
Yeah.
So the count is 1-1 now on Grady Daniels. Our beer batter here. If you leave right now, you could probably get back to town before the inning is over to Wolf Field. So half price. As Daniels watches a pitch, probably a little bit off the plate, but called a strike. The zone going to be expansive today as it's hot. Here's the 1-2. And Daniels lines one down the left field line. It is a fair ball. He is going to turn first base and head to second. He'll be in there standing with a leadoff double. The first hit of the game for the Sockeyes, who are up 5-0. And that is a double for Grady Daniels.
Grady made a bunch of new friends.
And half price beer for the Sockeyes fans. And a new walk-up song for Grady Daniels, who is 1 for 1 with a slugging percentage of 2 with the Barbie Girl theme song by Aqua. So now it will bring Hunter Christensen to the plate, the left fielder for the Sockeyes. Well, this is interesting because I don't know what he did earlier. I'm not taking good notes. But it's a very safe bet to assume he walked. And he will take a curveball up at his head that does not break anywhere for ball 1.
This will probably put Rasmussen in the mix as well to pitch, but he did not do well against this.
And that pitch is smacked down the left field line too. A foul ball from Hunter Christensen. So the left field line is hot. That was a nice swing by Grady Daniels there to put just like the get the barrel of the ball on the pitch outside and line it down the left field line. We'll see what Hunter Christensen is able to do off of Caden Campa, the new pitcher for the Bluebirds. He was DHing at the start of this game, and now he is on the bump. So I assume he kept his spot, and the Bluebirds are running straight 9-man lineup, which you love to see. You don't see that every day. But Campa coming in relief in the third inning. And it is lined into the 6 hole. The shortstop is shifted over there. And so he will be set up perfectly to retire Hunter Christensen. That is Jack Ingram on the play. And so that ball I thought was headed for the 6 hole, but I didn't realize. Yeah, he is still positioned right over there. So the middle of the field wide open, but that 6 hole is going to be where balls go to die.
Now batting,
And Zane Bidwell will come to the plate.
The catcher, number 10, Zane Bidwell.
The 0-0 delivery is grounded. That one less toward the 6 hole, but still right to the shortstop, Jack Ingram, on the first pitch there for Zane Bidwell. For a quick 2 pitches, 2 outs for Caden Campa and the Bluebirds. And now coming to the plate is Austin Takahashi out of University of Portland.
Shortstop, number 1, Austin Takahashi.
So Sockeyes have had a runner in scoring position for the whole inning, but it is 2 outs now and 2 batters with a runner on second base. The Sockeyes were not able to get Grady Daniels on second base over to third base, so they will have to do it with a hit here. Nothing cheap here for the Sockeyes this inning, unlike the last inning where they put up 5 runs on no hits. The 1-1 delivery is popped up onto the infield grass. right behind the infield. And the shortstop, with the trifecta, puts away all 3 outs that inning. He was entirely on the second baseman's side of the bag, but it doesn't matter. That is 6-3, 6-3, and F6.
One Sockeye left on base. We've got 3 complete. Score remains Sockeyes 5, Bluebirds.
And we are back for the top of the 4th inning here in sunny Caldwell, Idaho. Dylan Gardner is taking the bump for the Sockeyes after 3 innings of work from Riku, who put up 4 Ks and 3. He gave up 2 hits, allowed no runs, so solid outing for Riku. Short work though. The Sockeyes seem to be. I mean, they've had a packed schedule this entire summer, so I can see why they're not sending their pitchers through more than 3 or 4 innings of work, especially when they're able to get big, comfortable cushions like this early in the game. So Dylan Gardner, a guy who was formerly an attendee of Arizona State University, now committed to Utah Tech. He throws gas. He is a commanding presence on the bump, standing at tall. He is 6'5", and he definitely sits 90s. That was a filthy slider there, fouled off by the batter for the Blue Jays, Zach Rackham, the third baseman. Maybe we'll see him come pitch this game. Here is the 1-2 pitch is a ball up and in to Zach Rackham, a name that you can't say enough times. Reminds me of Zap Brannigan from Futurama. His time is called at the plate. Home plate umpire says, Zach Brackham, I want to spend as much time with you as possible because your name is so fun to say. And here is Dylan Gardner. He winds. The 2-2 pitch is a slider that is hit into the 6 hole against the shift. Yeah, the shortstop Austin Takahashi was shifted way over toward the bag, and so that ground ball was right where he's standing right now, but he was not able to get there. Shifted that way, presumably. I mean, unless he is familiar with Zach Rackham, which he very well might be, he's probably shifted over that way just because of the velocity of Gardner. But Rackham was able to catch up to that and bring up to the plate JT Penrod. Back-to-back cool names in the lineup. Rackham, Penrod, and Borowski coming up next. So Gardner blows it by him for strike 1. And he comes set for the 0-1. Rackham's over there first, not doing anything. And it's lifted into right field, and that ball is going to get down. So Rackham's going to round and head to third. And that will go in as a base hit for JT Penrod. So that ball, he did not get barrel on that one. That was either off the hands or off the end of the bat. Hit down his pole side down the right field line. And Ryberg was not able to get it. You have to imagine the sun's pretty bad right now, so he probably couldn't even see that ball until it was at its apex. And number 33, Bo Borowski, will come to the plate for the Bluebirds. Opportunity to cut into the deficit. Gardner's 0-0 is a fastball up a little bit inside. It looked like on Borowski. But he is right back on the rubber. He's ready to go. So Gardner going at his own pace. Fast. And the runner at first taking a very small lead. He buries that one into the other batter's box, just a fastball. And Gardner's going to take a minute to walk around, reset himself. Penrod over at first base is only getting off about 3 walking steps. And I would, I don't know. He is not planning on stealing any bases today. So the count moves to 3-0 on Penrod. On Borowski, excuse me. And so Gardner, a guy you expect to be very dominant up there, all of a sudden has 2 guys on base with nobody out. And a 3-0 count here on the left fielder for the Blue Jays, Borowski, but he's able to work back in it, get it to 3-1. And there is a strike call on the outer half of the plate in the upper part of the zone. And I don't even think it was a late strike call, but Borowski thought that one was not close. So the count is now full. Runner still not going at first. And it is a check swing foul ball from Borowski. So as good a time as ever to run at first base. Penrod does not feel like it. And we'll see if the Blue Jays or Bluebirds can cut into this deficit that they got into without even allowing a hit on defense. Gardner dots the inside, but does not get the strike call. He is out there squatting. He is visibly upset with that one. And so the bases will be loaded. I don't think Gardner is doing himself any favors by squatting down, facing the home plate umpire, and then walking toward the 4 hole in the infield. So he's not thrilled. He's going to have a couple extra MPHs behind his ball for this batter. Campa, the opposing pitcher, and DH. Truly the 10th man for the Bluebirds. Gardner's 0-0 is a fastball dotted on the outside half. Yeah, he is lighting up the radar gun right now.
You know, I keep thinking about her face. I think you said she told me she lives over by Sacred Heart.
He comes set ahead in the count, 0-1. I would bet the house that it's another fastball, and it is. Coming inside, in on the hands of Campa, and it is now 0-2. The question is now, does Gardner bury an off-speed, or does he go for another fastball, trying to blow it right by Campa? Campa got that one up and in on the hands, and so he could go up and away with it. He could go up at the letters. So many options for Gardner here as he is way ahead in the count, but he still does have the bases loaded. And here's the 0-2. And it is a fastball down the middle, blows it by Campa, the opposing pitcher. And now a double play. We've got the Sockeyes out of this threat. So that is a big strikeout for Dylan Gardner. It will get the Blue Jays to their 8th spot in the lineup. Seth Vaught, the catcher.
Now batting, the catcher, number 5, Seth Vaught.
A lot of ways for the Bluebirds to cut into the deficit here, and a lot of ways for the Sockeyes to get out of this jam. This Gardner has thrown 4 strikes in a row now, all fastballs. And again, I'll bet my cat that this one is another fastball.
Awesome.
The full count pitch? No, it is not a full count at all. I don't know why I said that. Bases loaded. And it is a fastball up and in on Seth Vaught. Gardner is set with the 1-1. He comes to the plate, and another fastball painting the outside half of the plate there. And so Gardner he is really just opening the zone up for himself to do whatever he feels like here with velo that these Bluebirds are struggling to do anything with. An off speed that they're not even getting a chance to see. And that is a fastball dotted on the inside half, so he goes at the knees inside, or he goes at the knees outside and then at the knees inside for his second K of the inning. Yeah, he says, I will do it myself.
Now batting,
After not getting that first strike call, that would have been his first K of the inning, but walked Borowski.
That should be funny.
And Braxton Harrison, the second baseman, he literally just Dylan may or may not have flipped the bird at the Bluebirds dugout there. So I didn't see it if you didn't see it, but I mean, that is I don't even know. That is a lot. The attempt to steal home plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
No runs.
And the Sockeyes are out of the jam for free.
There are no Sockeye
The
errors.
Bluebirds are their own worst enemy right now.
Seth
And we are back for the bottom of the fourth inning with the Sockeyes. Jack Ryan will step to the plate. Caden Campbell still on the mound, who misses a curveball below the strike zone for ball one. And he will come back for the 1-0. Comes in with a little fastball there, but he misses low again. So Jack Ryan, the center fielder for the Sockeyes, up 2-0. And Ryan turns on one, lifts it toward the gap in right center field, and it is going to get down for extra bases. Ryan is running. He is turning at second base, and he will hold up there with a stand-up double. Thought about third base.
In right center field, puts 2 in the bag.
And so that is the second inning in a row with a leadoff double for the Sockeyes. We'll see if they can do something with it this time. In the innings where they have gotten hits, they have not scored runs. In the inning where they didn't get any hits, they scored 5. So you never know what can happen. Hopefully, they can score some more orthodox runs here as they move toward the top of their lineup. Second baseman Nate Galusha, who absolutely fits the bill as a leadoff hitter, but we haven't seen him in the leadoff spot all season long. So I like this move from Coach Larry Price, as he's got a great opportunity to score here with a good bat in Galusha, who takes ball one.
His last name is in Selena, Kansas. Yeah, I just have to look that up because I'm not.
Galusha attending Kansas Wesleyan, a good NAIA ball club out of
United Methodist. Okay, that's
Kansas. I don't know exactly where. And he flicks one to the 4-hole. The second baseman dives and traps it. Galusha almost beat that one out, but he is called out at first base. So that was a close play. The second baseman kind of awkwardly dove to his knees there to corral that ball and keep it from getting into the outfield.
That's a sacrifice, I know. And I need to.
So Jack Ryan is able to get to third base on the play. And that is what the Sockeyes were not able to do last inning, was advance the runner from second base with no outs to third base with, wasting an out. And so now a lot more gets it done than just a base hit, which is what the Sockeyes were banking on last inning. So Seth Ryberg watches a curveball off the plate from Caden Campa for ball one. And he comes inside and he hits him. Maybe? Yeah, he did. So Ryberg hit by the pitch. He will go to first base here. And, the tensions of this game.
For some background, Benny Hill was a comedian in England many years ago.
It's funny.
But yeah, that was it.
A game with low tension scorebook-wise, but on the field, the Sockeyes got their mic going in the dugout, and they have Dylan Gardner. He's just very ecstatic out there on the bump. He is expressive. He leaves it all out there as hard as on his sleeve, and so this game could get heated, especially with the hit batter there, Seth Ryberg. We'll see where it goes. These Sockeyes games just are simply so interesting. It has been a long homestand, playing every day in a row for the last week or two. I've lost track. The days blend together. And there is a line drive, hits off of the glove of Zach Rackham at third base. But it will go in the books as a hit. And Jack Ryan made a good move, heading straight back to the bag at first on that, but it actually squeaked by Zach Rackham. So that is the first miscue that he's had, but not necessarily going to go into the book as an error. And the Sockeyes have officially scored a run on a hit.
University, number 20, Ryder Cutlet.
So the first run literally batted in for the Sockeyes. They've had a few walked in, but that is a ball in play, resulting in a run, which is something the crowd hasn't seen today. And Ryder Cutlip will step to the plate and ground another ball over there to the Rackham at first base. It is a foul ball, but Ryder Cutlip has been the last out of 2 separate innings for the Sockeyes, and he is grounded grounded to the third baseman both times, and so he's doing it again.
He's honest.
And Cutlip rips one to the first baseman. They're going to go to second for one, and back to first. The pitcher was not able to get there in time, so that will go in as a fielder's choice. The Sockeyes get a runner to the third base, and Cutlip will reach on a fielder's choice.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And in
Thank you.
to the box steps
If you something to think of it, take some.
Grady Daniels for the Sockeyes. He takes ball one
Or somebody can use that as well.
off the plate, and there's a curveball, and it is a sunball that he grounds over to the first baseman for the Blue Jays, JT Penrod, and that is a 3U in the book. And the Sockeyes put up a run on a few hits, but they don't get anything else. And we are in to the top of the fifth. Braxton Harrison will lead things off for the Blue Jays. Bluebirds, he was at the plate for the last out of the last inning, but he was not the last out. That was Borowski, I think, trying to steal home. It was either him or Penrod. And it was a lot.
One, two.
That was a half a strike. Yeah, 1-2.
So one of those first pitches was not called a strike. I mistakenly inputted as one. There's a slider. That pitch is filthy, and he puts away Harrison on it with a 4-pitch K. Good stuff from Gardner there. And the Bluebirds will roll over to the top of the lineup. Brooks Rasmussen, the right fielder, who takes a fastball high. So Gardner, a guy that you can expect to go to that fastball, you might as well guess it 90% of the time as a hitter, especially if you see him walking around on the mound, big body like he is. So expressive out there on the field, and you can always tell what he's thinking just by catching a glimpse at him. And here comes the fastball from Gardner. There it is. And Rasmussen lines it up into center field for a base knock. So he kind of got fisted on that one. But he is able to squeak it through the middle where there was no one playing and get a base knock.
Got caught stealing at the plate.
Yeah, it was racking it up.
So Jack Ingram will step into the box for the Bluebirds after the base hit from Rasmussen. And he will take a fastball for strike one. And there's another one that he lifts into right field down the line that is caught in foul territory by Sockeyes right fielder Seth Ryberg. If he is still in the game, it's kind of hard to tell. And so quick at bat there.
Now batting, center fielder, number 8. Excuse me. Now batting, center fielder, number 0, Brody Rasmussen.
So it is a quick 2 outs. Quick 2 outs for Garner. As the second Rasmussen brother will step to the plate, Brody in the 3 spot. And Garner picks over to first base. Brooks Rasmussen definitely a threat on the bases. He has swiped 1 this game, if I'm not mistaken. And Gardner buries the first pitch there. And yeah, Rasmussen's getting a little bit of a shuffle lead over at first base, but nothing coming of it yet. New catcher for the Sockeyes is Nakahara behind the dish, and so we'll see if he can catch Rasmussen, who is still shuffling over at first base, but the count moves to 3-0. So not the count that you're really running, but you still can if you got wheels like that, kid. Gardner delivers the 3-0, and he throws it way inside, almost hits him. And so we have 2 Rasmussens on base here. One of them with a hit, one of them with a walk. And the Bluebirds, again with an opportunity to potentially chip into this lead. Stepping to the plate will be Zach Rackham, who tried to steal home on Dylan Garner, who did not like that. So, well, we'll see. We'll see if all of these pitches end up in the strike zone or in someone's back. Garner comes set. Here's the delivery, and he comes in there with a fastball that's going to be just a bit low, so he'll go down 1-0 in the count. He's taking his time stepping back onto the rubber. Gardner had some words for the Bluebirds dugout after Rackham's shenanigans in the top of the 5th, top of the 4th, top of the 3rd? I don't know. Definitely was the top of the 4th. The count is now 2-0 on him. So he's going to be hunting fastball here. Looking to turn on something from Gardner. Wants to make a statement here. And potentially cut into this. Ball 3 is Zach Rackham, so the count moves to 3-0 now. Gardner taking his time to toe the rubber here, recollect himself. Gardner comes set, the 3-0 pitch. 2 Rasmussens on base. They could be stealing here if they felt like it, the little double steal, but no need. Never mind. the delivery from Gardner. It's 3-1 now. Another hitter's count. One of the Rasmussens goes, and that is the second baseman for the Sockeyes. Nate Galusha, who will take the big hop on that. That is not Galusha, but second baseman takes the big hop on that one instead of going to charge it, and he gets the 4-3 put away.
That'll do it
to end the
fifth
threat.
inning for the Bluebirds. Christensen.
We are back for the bottom of the fifth.
We went in for Bidwell and Hale.
Sockeyes will bring their new second baseman to the plate, who watches the ball go by his head and then watches one go by his feet. So the count will move to 2-0. And Christensen laces the ball down the left field line, but it will be tracked down and caught by the left fielder for Bluebirds, Borowski. So that was a nice swing from Christensen,
Now
but nothing will come of it.
Kobe University in Japan. The catcher, number 4, Kosei Nakahara.
So that will bring in the Sockeyes' first substitution to the plate, Kosei Nakahara, out of Japan, who will take a little bender for strike one, excuse me. And here's the 0-1 delivery. It's a fastball. This time it's low.
Oh.
So Kosei will be working with a neutral count here. And he takes a ball that tails from the inside part of the plate to inside of the strike zone, not outside of the strike zone, I should say. Almost grazing the waist of Nakahara, and that one also almost grazing his waist. Count moves to 3-1 now. And we'll see if Campa for the Bluebirds can reel it back here. And yes, he can. That is a fastball fouled back by Nakahara. Campa comes in with the full count pitch, and that curveball is simply not working for him, at least not that at bat. And so Jack Hale will step into the box for the Sockeyes, their new shortstop.
Yeah, they made 5 subs in that.
Oh, jeez. So the Sockeyes have made quite a few substitutions. As Hale watches the 0-2 delivery go by for ball 1.
Carter Walsh is on deck for Jack Ryan in center. He went in last inning.
And there is the bender from Campa. Again, not quite doing what he wants it to. And the count is now 2-2. Full count now. Can Campa make something happen here? In the bottom of the 5th, his team's still down 0-6. And the runner goes way early. Nakahara has a great jump on that, but with a 2-strike count, Hale does have to battle, so Nakahara had him timed up all the way there, running about a second before Campa picked up his leg. And that is what happens sometimes in these games that feel so drawn out. Zip pitchers will get caught up doing the same. 1 look over and go, 2 looks over and go. Campa knows it this time. But it won't be long before he is back into his subliminal tempo. You have to guess. So Hale now has fouled off quite a few pitches. And he finally squares one up. He rips it to center field, but that is going to be the center fielder Rasmussen under it who makes the catch. So that is some of the best barrel that anyone has caught all day. But it will not go down as anything special in the books. Just a nice F8 there for Rasmussen. But that was a quality at bat there by Jack Hale to get down to the count early and eventually come all the way back and put a good swing on a ball. And he will roll it over to Carter Walsh, the new right fielder. Center fielder for the... Oh, I get 8 and 9 mixed up. So Carter Walsh stepping in now. He has been spending a lot of time in the leadoff spot. But the Sockeyes have been trying Galusha at leadoff today, so he is taking it over the second leadoff spot in the 9 hole. And Carter Walsh swings late at that fastball delivery from Campa. Swings right under it. So the count moves to even now at 1-1. There's a bender that Walsh saw all the way there, but it's going to be an easy 4-run assisted for Braxton Harrison over at second base for the Blue Jays. So Walsh did not put a bad swing on that, but he did not get enough lift on it. And the Sockeyes will not put up a run in the 5th inning.
No Bluebirds. JT Penrod.
So we are back into the top of the 6th. The Sockeyes have put Braden Walls on the bump. The old southpaw as the ball is fouled back right toward the press box. The count will go to 0-1 on number 15 for the Bluebirds. JT Penrod, their first baseman. So Braden Walls, Timberline product. I was his neighbor for quite some time as
We're about to find out.
there is a ball lined by Penrod down the left field line. He is going to make the turn but stop at first base. So did not quite get enough on that to burn the right fielder and turn that into extra bases. It will just go down as a single for JT Penrod.
River, Pat's right, or Pat's left.
So that's something you think that's
I think that's Saunders as well. Yes. Now batting left fielder number 33, Bo Borowski.
And the left fielder will be brought up to the plate, Bo Borowski.
He's
For the Bluebirds, he takes a fastball right off the outside corner for ball 1. Walls has a little bit of tail to his fastball. That one started over the outer half and ended up in the other batter's box. He comes back with another fastball. Lit up the radar gun with that one. That was knee height, low and away for Walls. So a pitch that every pitcher wishes they could execute 100% of the time. Walls did a good job of it that time. He will even up the count 1-1 with that and come back with it. And that is a nice sequence there with the backdoor slider. So you go fastball on the outer half of the plate, come back with the slider that starts away and breaks right into the zone. So that is not at all what Borowski was looking for, and he finds himself in a 1-2 hole. Ball in the dirt. No. Walls comes in with a fastball right down the middle. And Borowski fouls it away for a new lease on life. A lot of fans looking to see where that ball landed.
See his number.
The delivery is another backdoor slider, and that one, just like the first one, called a strike, and that is the first K for Braden Walls. And looking.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 13, Caden Campa.
They're gonna have to change to number 9. It's gonna be after that next, I think, for them.
So Walls now steps in to face the opposing pitcher, Caden Campa. He got off cold to a 2-0 count, but he is even it back up at 2-2 with the help of a foul ball. And so another pitcher's count that Walls is working in. Penrod over at first. Oh, and that ball is laid into. And it burns the left fielder, Hunter Christensen, who just couldn't get a glove on that. But Penrod not running well today. And Caden Campa helping out his own cause there. Would have liked to receive an RBI on that. He's standing on second base like, I'm doing all I can, man, and we can't score on that. And so that will go in as a double for him. Christensen was running straight back, straight away on that, and he just couldn't quite get to it. And so Campa with great barrel on that. Wolfield again doing what it does of keeping balls within the yard. And there's a ball laced toward the gap in right center field. But Walsh is going to be able to get to it. Run is going to score for the visiting Bluebirds, though. So that will go in as a sac fly for the catcher, Seth Vogt. And Braxton Harrison, the 9-hitter, will come up for the Blue Jays with a runner on third base. And a chance to chip away into this lead just a little bit more. That is the second out on the inning. So a productive at bat there from Seth Vogt. And we'll see if it can be followed up by Braxton Harrison, who takes ball one just off the outside half of the plate. Walls tried to backdoor him. The 1-0 is a fastball inside. Located well for Walls. Right down at the knees there. Gets the call. Here's the 1-1. And again, he repeats to that same spot, but this one not doing the same thing. Getting called a ball. Walls working quickly up there on the mound, and he comes even more inside. That one, I thought it hit Harrison for a second, but it will just go in as ball 3. So he is establishing that inner half of the box as his own. And you got to respect it, but he does find himself down in the count 3-1 because of it. So he can go wherever he wants now, and Harrison's not going to like how it looks. And that is ball 4, down below the zone that time. So Wall's a little bit shaky here. Gave up that double and was able to come back and get the sac fly. But he has now walked in, or he hasn't walked in a run, but he has walked his first batter of the inning. And we're back to the top of the lineup. Rasmussen, who you really want to get you really don't want to. Oh, they don't have Rasmussen hitting.
No, it's hitter. Corey Elias.
So the Bluebirds.
Pinch hitter, number 19, Corey Elias.
The Bluebirds have made a swap. Instead of sending Brooks Rasmussen to the plate like what would have happened if they were straight up and down. Yeah, Rasmussen has 2 knocks this game. I feel like it would behoove the Blue Jays to keep him in, but they're pinch hitting for their leadoff guy. And they have sent Corey Elias to the plate, who has got something to prove here. He swings and misses at the first delivery from Walls. And we'll see if he can help the Bluebirds out in their attempt to chip away at this lead. He swings another fastball. That one let her high that time. And Walls is way ahead in the count here. I don't know how I feel about the pinch hit decision there from the opposing managing, and that is another swing and miss at a fastball up above the letters for Corey Elias.
That'll end the 6th inning.
And that will end the 6th inning for the Bluebirds.
Run, our first of the game. Leading out the bottom of the 6th inning for your Sockeyes, attending Columbia Basin Community College, second baseman, number 3, Lance Anderson.
So Lance Anderson will lead off for the Sockeyes here in the bottom of the 6th. He fouls the ball down the third baseline. First strike 1. And Caden Camper right now throws one behind the head of Lance Anderson, but the starting pitcher for the Bluebirds, Pascal Kazadi, he basically just functioned as an opener today. He didn't go with that? All right. So Lance Anderson gets away with a check swing there that I thought he went around on. But yeah, Lance Kazadi, or Pascal Kazadi, today is kind of functioning as an opener for the Bluebirds, who went 2 innings of work, gave up 5 runs, did not give up a hit, and Kazadi now has basically operated as the starter here, putting up 3 innings of quality work so far. He gave up a run in the 4th, but nothing you can complain about. especially after the outing from the opener Kazadi.
On 3-1.
Nasty Mike.
And here's the 3-2 count. Delivery. Campa goes to his knees to field that ground ball back to the pitcher
Who fielded that? I missed it.
for the 1-3 on the play.
It went 1-3, right?
So Campa looking like a guy who might have put in some time
I got
behind
it.
the dish. With that one, he kind of gets down to block it, and he throws from his knees.
Point Loma, Nazarene University, right field, number 18, Seth Ryberg.
So this is really a guy who's done it from all sides of the ball, you have to guess, because Campa started this game as a DH, has come in and has functioned out of the bullpen as simultaneously a reliever and a starter,
This inning, I'm guessing. Cool.
and he is facing Seth Ryberg here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, so for the dance off, so I guess it's going to happen in the 7th.
Cool. I got run games.
And Ryberg lays into one towards center field, but the center fielder Rasmussen is already playing him toward that gap, and he's able to run that one down no problem. So
Center, Rasmussen.
So that is an F8 for Ryberg, but a good swing on the ball nonetheless. Rasmussen was just right there.
Now batting.
After playing against him in high school ball for quite some time, you can imagine he's familiar with his game. And yeah, Rasmussen had him scouted out. Grant Carey will now step into the plate for the Sockeyes, into the box. Their new third baseman, he takes ball 1. Carey, a guy who's been putting up some quality numbers for the Sockeyes. He is someone that we're used to seeing in the 3-hole spot, which is where he is now. And there's a curveball from Campa that doesn't quite break all the way into the zone. So not a bad curveball for what it was, but it did not quite get the call. And the 2-0 delivery is another ball. The count now 3-0 on Grant Carey. So Campa has been able to stay in and around the zone for most of the night tonight, but this at bat is another story there as he gets a 4-pitch walk, gives it to Carey, and the Sockeyes will get to their 4th spot in the order this inning with number 15, Kason O'Neill,
Now batting.
the College of Southern Idaho
First baseman,
attendee.
number 15, Kason O'Neill. You're going to have to make a move here. We got 2 outs, and he isn't in the. I'm sorry. Outside of the foul ball grand slam.
So Kason O'Neill here with a chance to extend the lead for the Sockeyes. Got a guy on first base, not necessarily in scoring position, but he is going to be off on contact with 2 outs, so anything in the gap is going to have a good chance to score a run. And Kason O'Neill is a guy who steps into the box, and you think even if the bases are empty, he's got runners in scoring position.
19.
And Daniels is getting not Daniels. Grant Carey is getting a shuffling lead over there at first base. So Carey trying to time up the pitcher Campa's timing to potentially get into scoring position here with 2 outs. But if he's unable, Kason O'Neill can likely do it himself, and he swings and fouls the ball back into the net. So put a healthy hack on that one, but did not get the barrel to the ball. But he's still working ahead in the count.
Oh, right.
The count will move to 2-2 on him, so he's behind. I knew it. I had it right, but I looked at the scoreboard.
Okay, someone I had it was right. Okay, because I had it, but I got
And O'Neill will foul one off to stay alive.
time or the last. Can't blame it on that.
Campa comes set with the 2-2. Carry goes. And the pitch is a half swing from Carey. He will leave his sword at the plate. And that was not a pretty swing by him, but it certainly happens once in a while if you're a hitter.
No Bluebird errors.
I know how it
One
feels.
Sockeye left on base. We've got 6 in the
Sockeyes
books.
will not put up a run that
Four
inning.
games. Sockeye.
So we will move into the top of the 7th. Sockeyes lead the Bluebirds 6-1. And Jack Ingram steps into the box for the Bluebirds, the College of Idaho commit. So he is playing at his future home, the lovely Wolf Field. Here is Braden Walls with the 1-0 delivery. The count will move to 2-0. College of Idaho baseball been doing it a long time. School has been around since I don't know, before sliced bread probably. Back when it was Albertson's College. They have won the national title once in their storied history. Here's Braden Walls with the delivery, and it is a fastball that does not get the inner corner of the plate. I thought it might have, but it will put the College of Idaho commit Jack Ingram on and bring to the plate Brody Rasmussen, the center fielder.
Now batting, center fielder number 0, Brody Rasmussen.
Rasmussen awaits the 0-0 delivery, and it is another ball coming inside as Braden Walls here missing a little bit to his glove side on a few pitches in a row, so probably not what he wants. We'll see if he can get that fastball up and around other parts of the zone. He comes set with the 1-0, and Rasmussen lines it down the left field line, but it will drift foul for strike one. So that was a nice swing that Rasmussen put on the 1-0 delivery. He was certainly ready for the pitch to come in, like Walls has been doing this whole inning. But he could not quite keep it between the lines, and so he'll have a chance to do it again as Braden Walls comes set for the 1-1. with the runner Ingram on first. Walls picks over to first. The old lefty leg lift. Not gonna fool Ingram.
They got beer out there.
Yeah, the third.
And Walls goes outside that time, and Rasmussen is gonna foul it accordingly. Down the line there in right field, and it'll land in the Blue Jays bullpen, Bluebirds bullpen. Here comes the 1-2 from Walls, and it's a changeup in the dirt that bounces off of the catcher Nakahara and goes all the way.
Wild pitch.
Yep. Third first.
All the way to the backstop there, kind of on the first base side. So Ingram's going to get to second base for free, basically, and he is the run that would put the Bluebirds within one swing of the bat to tie it if he scores. But still, a lot has to happen before they are back in this game. And Walls spikes another one, so the count moves to 3-2 now after being ahead 1-2. But Walls still looking comfortable up there. He comes set for the full count delivery. And Walls comes to the plate, and he comes way inside again. He's missing that arm side a lot, so he walks Rasmussen on. And the Bluebirds now have 2 runners on with nobody out, and the potential for a big inning that might get them back in this game.
Now batting, third baseman, number 4, Zach Rackham.
Zach Rackham will step into the box for the Bluebirds, a player whose presence has definitely been made known tonight. He had a double earlier, tried to steal home earlier, and has made a few plays on the field, so one of the more notable outings from tonight, as he will watch strike one come in from Walls. Here's the 0-1. Walls buries that one. Looked like he might have been a changeup there based on the location, but Walls' location this inning has not been all the way there from the looks of it. He's walked 2 guys on. And here comes delivery. It is lifted into center field. It's shallow, but Carter Walsh is quick out there. He's going to get to it quickly, fire it in, and the runner at second, Ingram, not even thinking of going on that. So his future coach, Humberger, would have yelled at him there for not taking third base in a one-out situation, but
Now batting, pinch hitter,
The
number
hit
29, Cooper Marshall.
it will take a hit to score him. And a pinch hitter will step into the box for the Bluebirds. It is Cooper Marshall, and there goes Ingram.
No shot.
Might as well have indifference on that when he stole third, and no one cared. So he knows that getting to third base with 1 out or fewer is a big deal, and so he did it. So Ingram sneaks into first base. Nakahara is signaling to the dugout for something. And yeah, that one will go into the book as indifference, so no stolen base for Ingram. But we are in a first and third situation now. The count will move to 2-0 on the pinch hitter Cooper Marshall, the new first baseman for the Bluebirds. The 2-0 delivery, chance to score. Oh, he will back pick the first. O'Neill's trying to convince the umpire that he got him. Not a close play, particularly. So Marshall here, plenty of the balls in play that he can accomplish. Will get the run home. Any ball on the ground that he can beat out will score a run, and then anything in the air that's deep enough will score. So you don't necessarily need to get a hit to get it done here with one out. And Marshall will work the count to 3-1 against Braden Walls here. Walls picks over to first base again. Doesn't want that runner to go anywhere. He likes having that double play in order, which would get the Sockeyes out of the little jam. And the runner goes anyways. But Marshall takes ball 4, and it doesn't matter.
There's ball 4 now.
So Coach Larry Price will come and talk to Braden Walls, who has walked through this inning. And he will take the rock from him, and in will come Ryder Cutlip. Yeah, Ryder Cutlip will be coming in with 3 of Walls' runners on the hook. So Ryder Cutlip will take the hill for the Sawtooth Sockeyes here in the top of the 7th as the Sockeyes lead the Boise Bluebirds 6-1, but they do have the bases loaded. These are Braden Walls' base runners, who he is on the hook for here if Cutlip can't work out of the jam. So Cutlip, not a player particularly known for his pitching, but two-way guy. Robinson. Oh, yeah, he's left-handed after all. All right, so Zach Robinson. Jake. Is there 2 of them, or am I just silly? Jake Robinson will be taking the hill for the Sockeyes here. They're trying to preserve a 5-run lead.
He was looking for the check, but I went ahead and pushed it.
Here he comes with the 1-1 delivery. It is a ball in the dirt and the inside. It's number 33 for the Bluebirds, Bo Borowski, the left fielder, who's been getting it done tonight. And here he comes with the 2-1 pitch. Borowski flicks it into foul territory down the right field line.
Nice play.
And the catch is made by Cason O'Neill over there at first base. So he leaned into the dugout just a hair, and that is a big second out for the Sockeyes here, as they are on their way to getting out of a bases loaded jam. So nice play by O'Neill to
Now
keep
batting, pinch hitter number 18, Corbin McCarney.
Bo Borowski from getting another chance there. And that was a 2-1 count for Borowski, so you have to feel for him as he was in a good count to get stuff done in. But it will be on. Pinch hitter for the Bluebirds to get it done. And he lines one into the gap in left field. That'll be going for extra bases. Potentially. 2 runs are going to score for the Bluebirds. So that is McCarney there, ripping a base hit into the right center gap there. It got killed by the grass a little bit. I thought that was going to go for
number 9, Cole Walker.
for more. Frankly, I thought that might have scored 3, but it will score 2. So McCarney will scratch Campa out. He will be taking the bump for the Blue Jays, and he is helping his own cause here with the big lead at first. And the knock by McCarney will bring Cole Walker to the plate, number 9, the pinch hitter for Seth Vogt. And he will swing and miss after fouling off the first pitch, so the count will move to 0-2.
He said he's a fierce college in Tacoma, Washington.
Okay, for Cole Walker. Cole Walker attending Pierce College in Washington, a team that I have a few connections to personally.
Because I went to school with him directly.
And so he's rocking the Pierce helmet. The baseball YouTuber Mac McCarty attended Pierce College, and he made some YouTube videos that I used to watch back in my day. He was grinding. He went to a D1 in Virginia, I believe. So that was a former Pierce College attendee, Chaz Ishikawa. Also attended there, the MSU Billings first baseman, who I played with. I don't know why I'm saying this, but Pierce College does have a few products to come out of it. That was a fastball in the outer half from Walker, and he did not get the call on it. It might have been an off speed that just didn't quite break. So that pitch just off of the outer half of the plate, and Walker will get another chance to do it here with 2 strikes, and he throws it behind him. The count will move to full on Cole Walker, so full count delivery here will have McCarney over at first base running. All he has to do is not get picked off, and the Bluebirds will have a great opportunity to score here with the full count pitch. Here he is with the delivery, and it is a fastball located down and away, but not getting the call. Is Robinson for the Sawtooth Sockeyes. So the bases will be loaded here. Bluebirds have loaded the bases quite a few times tonight, and it's a similar story to the first time they faced them. Sockeyes won with a 4-run lead, 7-3, in their last contest with them.
Now batting, pinch hitter, number 8, Isaiah Capatillo.
And so pinch hitter Isaiah Capatillo will step into the box for the Bluebirds. So I accused them of having a 10-man lineup, or a 10-man roster earlier, but they're bringing in quite a few pinch hitters. Robinson stepped off the bump there, and he gave the double point to his right and left as if he's taking a reset, which those rules do not exist for in this summer league. So that is, I mean, let's force a habit for him. Step off and give the old 2-finger point. At least that's what it indicates from what I've seen in my college experience. Robinson has now worked the count to 0-2 on pinch hitter Isaiah Capatillo, and this would be a big spot to get out of. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Capatillo lets it go by. Umpires pointing over at someone in the stands or the dugout. So there's a lot going on over toward the first base dugout over there for the Bluebirds, but can't exactly tell what's happening. It might also be related to the birthday party that's over there. The umpires just keep gesturing over there. Hard to say what it's about. Here's the 1-2 delivery. It's to Capetillo, and it is a breaking ball. Front Dordom back down the middle to get out of the jam. The Sockeyes are able to prevent the Bluebirds from putting on any more runs, but they are able to claw their way back into the game. It is 3-6 now as we head to the bottom of the seventh.
One hit.
So we are back in the bottom half of the seventh here as the Sockeyes have let their lead slip to a less comfortable place. They're now up 3. They were up 5 earlier as the score was 6-1, and it moving to 6-3. Hadley Smith will step in the box, taking ball 1 for the Sockeyes. See the DH. Okay. So Hadley Smith DHing for the Sox. Grounds one down the third base line, just foul. He's put in work behind the dish for the Sockeyes this year and spent some time in the DH role, so his bat has been getting it done. And there is a bender from the new Bluebirds pitcher Corbin McCarney, who drove in 2 last inning. He is staying in the game, taking the hill, and he's down in the count 3-1 now to Hadley Smith after getting ahead, or after evening up the count at 1-1 earlier. Has now lost it, but he brings it back to full with a little swing, with a swing and miss on what looked like might have been a change-up. And so Hadley Smith will step into the box with the full count here on this wonderful Saturday evening here in Caldwell, Idaho, and he will watch one located on the outer half of the plate, but called ball 4. by the home plate umpire. So the Sockeyes put one on early, and that was about as tight of a squeeze zone as you ever see in this little league. So Hunter Christensen, one of the few Sockeyes still in the lineup from the beginning of the game. He will step into the box, awaiting the 0-0 delivery from McCarney. He will take a strike on the outer half of the plate, reminiscent of ball 4 that Hadley Smith just watched. And checking on the runner is McCarney. So the Sockeyes have replaced everyone in their lineup except for Christensen and Seth Ryberg in right field. So their 2 corner outfielders are still in the game.
You're gonna get a lot of tickets on that one.
And an opportunity to get things done here for the Sockeyes. For Christensen, he's getting his reps, but that is a slider on the outer half of the plate from McCarney that gets the swing and miss out of him. He's gonna talk to his teammate Nakahara to say, I don't know what that was, but it was, I don't know.
No.
I don't know what you say to your teammate in that situation. Sometimes you say that guy stinks, or sometimes you say, yeah, you got the best of me.
Kobe University in Japan. The catcher, number 4, Kosei Nakahara.
Kosei Nakahara will step up to the plate for the Sockeyes. Out of Japan, one of the Sockeyes, several Japanese players, and he has yet to see a strike this at bat. Watching 2 pitches go by, kind of in the other batter's box, past the chalk. So awaiting the 2-0 as McCarney steps off to check on Hadley Smith over there at first. One more time. We'll do it again here. And that was a quick pause from McCarney. He might want to watch that before he gets called for it, but the count is 3-0, and the runner at first might be advancing anyways. Yeah, no pause there as he comes with the 3-0 breaking ball. We love a 3-0 breaking ball here. It's always fun to see a pitcher. Yeah, no pause at all as he comes with the 3-1. So if you are Hadley Smith on first base, you are going to start running as soon as he comes set, because that is the timing, maybe even as he comes up. So let's check out the tempo from McCarney. He's set, and a little more of a pause that time. Nakahara is going to foul it off toward the dugout of the Bluebirds. And we will do it again with the full count. You might just send Smith at first. It is a count to run in. And Nakahara rips it. Good thing he didn't go, because the ball is caught by the third baseman. And he tried to go for the double play, but he throws it down the third base line, and Hadley Smith dives back safely, and the ball gets away from the first baseman. And so there's an out on the play.
You're probably right, but when the guy slides into a perfect throw, I'll put which one it's there.
It's for them. It's only on us.
And so the Sockeyes will move a runner into scoring position there in a roundabout way. I mean, nothing this game has been textbook for the Sockeyes. That is the last way you expect a runner to move over to second base. But you just got to take what you can get here. In these games where the bats really are not doing anything for you, the Sockeyes only have 3 hits on the night, twice as many runs, and probably thrice as many walks. The Bluebird staff has not been in the zone very much, granting the Sockeyes most of their runs that way. So Jack Hale steps into the box for the Sockeyes, and he's looking at a 2-2 count here. And that one, he chases at the breaker, and so the Sockeyes will strand one that inning, and their lead will still be 6-3.
Sockeyes, no runs. Leading off the top of the 8th inning for the Bluebirds, right fielder number 19, Corey Elias.
So the Sockeyes have taken Robinson out of the game. He had a short outing tonight, just bailing walls out of his sticky situation. And so taking the mound will now be Henry Clark, the Northwest Nazarene attendee. He is looking firm, and he's dotted 2 fastballs now on that low outside half. And he is up to an 0-2 count on the right fielder for the Bluebirds, Corey Elias, who struck out in a big spot the other inning, but now he's sent one into left field, but it will be tracked down by Hunter Christensen for out number 1. And so Jack Ingram will step up to the plate
Number 6, Jack Ingram.
for the Bluebirds, College of Idaho commit, playing at his future home field. He will spend many hours here. He rolls one down the third base side, but it will go foul for strike number 1 against Henry Clark here. Ingram steps into the box and awaits the 0-1 delivery from Clark, a pitcher he very well might face next year in the old Caldwell matchup between College of Idaho and Northwest Nazarene. Clark rocking the red cleats. And Ingram rolls one to the third baseman. He's got wheels on him, but it will be picked up at first base over by Cason O'Neill for the 5-3 putout. Grant Carey spiked, or he skipped that one. And I wasn't sure if O'Neill would be able to put it away, but he does for out number 2.
Number 4. Still. Oh. This is number 17. Yes. Nick McDaniel.
And another pinch hitter will be entering for
Now batting, pinch hitter number 17, Nick McDaniel.
the Bluebirds. It is going to be Nick McDaniel taking over in center field for the only remaining Rasmussen brother. And he's up in the count 2-0 against
That's what I had.
Henry Clark,
The other night.
the NNU pitcher. Clark comes set behind in the count. He went up 0-2 on his first 2 batters, so he's had it too good for too long, it seems like. And he's down in the count 3-0 now to the player who's barely even on the roster for
Because I'm not very
the
administrative.
Bluebirds, Nick McDaniel. And there will be a fastball that gets away from Clark and also from Nakahara behind the dish. So that'll be a 4-pitch walk after two batters who were retired on just 3 pitches.
Now batting, third baseman number 4, Zach Rackham.
And Zach Rackham, the most notable player from the Blue Jays tonight, Bluebirds, will be stepping into the box. Chance to make it a 1-run game. If he really feels like it, he's laid into a ball already this game. And if he could do it again, he could bring the Bluebirds within 1. The Bluebirds, I mean, they have, other than the first 2 innings, they have been solid tonight defensively. After that, there's a ground ball to the third baseman, Grant Carey, who will field and throw much more routinely than the last time to Cason O'Neill at first base to retire the side.
Well, the 8th inning for the Bluebirds, no runs.
And so the Bluebirds will have one more
No
opportunity
hits.
to come to the plate
No Sockeye errors, 1 Bluebird left on base.
and chip away at this
It's
deficit
been a very sweet
after the
homestand.
bottom of the 8th.
Perfect for this song.
So it is the bottom of the 8th inning for the Sockeyes here. It is their last opportunity to add on to their 3-run lead.
Center fielder number 2, Carter Whoa!
Will they do so with hits or walks? Who can say? As Walsh watches a pitch down the middle called a ball. I don't know where that missed. It must have missed up. And it is Corbin McCarney on the bump for the Bluebirds. Carter hits it up above the lights. Kind of hard to see, but tracked down by the center fielder for out number 1. So that's Walsh retired for out number 1. The 9-hitter will roll the lineup over to Lance Anderson, taking over the leadoff spot from Nick Galusha.
Now batting, attending Columbia Basin Community College, second baseman number 3, Lance Anderson.
So the Sockeyes with the 6-3 lead this ball game are looking to extend their winning streak to 10 or 11.
Whatever I don't know if they won, how many they won when they finished the road trip. They're undefeated on the home schedule.
How many we got?
This is 13.
We got 3 left, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so
And Lance Anderson is retired for
13 and 0 at home.
And now we're in a 12-0.
for out number 2, and the Sockeyes have a substantial win streak. That is what I'm able to pick up here. Can't say the exact number, but they're in a good position to extend it. Would be an even better position if they could put up a few runs this inning, but 2 outs. It'll take some big swings to do that. Seth Ryberg steps into the box, one of the 2 Sockeyes remaining who started this game. He watches the ball come in low for ball number 1. Ryberg watches another ball. This one kind of gets away from McCarney. So the count is 2-0 now. He's way ahead, but there's a bender from McCarney. So he's been going to the off-speed pitches in these hitters' counts somewhat frequently, and that is something that it is always good to be able to do as a pitcher. As Ryberg pops one up down the first base side, and that is the second baseman making a gem. That is Isaiah Capetillo making a diving play in foul territory there to end the bottom of the 8th for the Sockeyes. So the Bluebirds will take it to the bat after a fantastic web gem from Capetillo.
No Bluebird errors, nobody left on base. 8 complete. Sockeyes. Cooper Marshall.
So we are back for the top of the 9th inning here. Cooper Marshall is going to step into the box for the Bluebirds here, as Henry Clark will remain on the bump looking for the 6th out save for the Sockeyes. He comes in attempting to hold on to a 3-run lead here, so he came in the 8th, got it done. And he'll be looking to close the game out here. He gets the swing and the miss from Cooper Marshall. That was blown by him, the first baseman for the Bluebirds. And that will move the count to 1-1 as Clark delivers. And it's rolled over to the third baseman, Grant Carey, but the ball will drift into foul territory for strike 2. So an opportunity for Clark to pick up a K here and get the ball rolling as the Sockeyes try to shut this thing down and let the fans go home happy after winning their 700th game in a row. Don't fact check me on that. Here's Dylan Clark with the 1-2 looking to punch out Cooper Marshall. And it is a bender. Marshall able to foul it off on to Linden Street. And so we'll do it again. 1-2 pitch here from Dylan Clark. He delivers, and it is a bender again. Very similar pitch and a similar outcome. Another foul ball on to Linden Street. So the Sockeyes pitchers in the dugout going to be walking around for a little while. Potentially after the game ends. You always hate when that happens. As a pitcher, walking around looking for a foul ball while the team is already high-fiving each other. And Clark overthrows that one. Way off the plate. And Clark reached down. That was one for the gun if I've ever seen one. And so he's setting up for something with that, potentially. Maybe a little change up on the outer half, I guess, is what you would set up for with that. He rolls one over to Carey, who comes in kind of softly on it, but he gets rid of it and throws it away down the first base line. So that'll go into the books as an E5. Carey did not get to that ball as quickly as he could have, and he had to get rid of it, especially quickly because of that. And so he throws it just up the line a little bit, and O'Neill was not able to put it away. No further harm done, though.
Number 33, Bo Borowski.
So Bo Borowski, the left fielder for the Bluebirds, will step up to the plate. Number 33 here. That is a gift from the Sockeyes to the Bluebirds, who have been very one-sided with their gift giving. The Bluebirds gave away 5 runs to the Sockeyes in the second inning. And so the Sockeyes giving one back. We'll see if the Sockeyes feel like giving all those runs back that they received so graciously from the Bluebirds this inning. I assume they would not like to do that. The 0-1 delivery from Clark is a ball to the left fielder Borowski. Runner on first, not going to be looking to go anywhere, as his run does not matter a whole lot. Borowski looks at a ball just off the inside half of the plate and maybe a little bit down. So Clark is behind in the count here. This inning was off to a wonderful start as he got up 0-2 on the first batter, but no such luck with the second batter. There was the E5 and things have not been looking up from there. A very similar pitch to that 1-2 that he threw Borowski that he just ripped into what would have taken out the kneecaps of a left-handed batter. So now we're down 3-1 on the count here. Not what you like to see for Clark. Here's the 3-1 delivery, and he is able to get one over the plate. It's popped up a little bit above the lights toward the center fielder, Carter Walsh, who will come down with it for the first out of the 9th inning. And the Sockeyes are a bit closer to putting this thing away.
Now batting, the pitcher, number
But it will be the
18,
pitcher,
Corbin McCartney.
If Borowski could have gotten on, McCartney would have come to the plate as a tying run, and that would have just been so crazy for him as a guy who already has 2 RBIs this game. If he would have come to the plate as a tying run, tied it up himself, he would amazingly have won basically the whole game. As Clark tries to catch the base runner Borowski over at first, sleeping with a little catcher back to the pitcher, back to the first baseman, but nothing comes of it. Those fireworks go off in left field. No, umpire didn't feel like calling a no pitch there. Would have been a great time to hit a little 2-run home run here in the 9th inning, but no such luck as the pitch was above the head of McCarney. Clark with the delivery again. 2-1. And it's grounded. Foul. To make the count 2-2 now. If McCarney could pick up 2 more RBIs, the game would be within a run. And that would be the most exciting thing that's happened since the first. I mean, nothing exciting has truly happened this game, as the Sockeyes had 5 runs effectively walked in the 2nd inning, and it hasn't been close since then. There's a ground ball to Carey. He will go to second for 1, on to first, and again thrown away. He turned. Yeah, go tag him. He's out. Yeah, McCarney turned towards second base as the throw got away, and then he tried to play it off as if he didn't turn toward the field, so he might have some words for that one, but he absolutely is out on that play. So unfortunate way to go out for the Bluebirds, but that will end it, and the Sockeyes extend their winning lead to 17 billion games.